Share Shot Reality, WrestleZone.com, CSRWrestling.com. You can have blogs, audio podcasts. We have every single week, BS with CSR. It's a very entertaining audio podcast that comes out Thursday morning. You can also go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/CSR Wrestling. Plenty of extra video content as well as some of the show there for you to enjoy, and just another way for people to hopefully find us and enjoy CSR. Episode 302 here. Yeah, guys, let's wrap up the TLC predictions. Let's start off with the triple threat tag team match. You got the Lucha Dragons, you got the New Day, as well as the Usos here. Josh, do we have a title change?
No, I don't think we have a title change in this match. We might have a title change later. Stay tuned in 2 minutes. But I do think the tag team championships need to stay on the New Day. It's plain and simple. You bring the Usos back, crowd loves them, they're super popular with the crowd. What's the point of having the tag team titles on them? And you can say the same thing about the New Day. They're super over, people love the New Day. My problem here is you put so much investment in the past 2 or 3 weeks on the Usos with Roman and Dean, and you've had the New Day kind of floating around here and there, and you expect us to even believe for a second that the Lucha Dragons are important or relevant. And I like them. I think they have a good look. I think this is the match where they can spotlight how good they can be. But I just hated the build up to it because it seems like they're just the redheaded stepchild thrown to the side. Nonetheless, best match of the night.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Usos come out of the match with the tag team championships because, quite frankly...
You do? I'm going New Day.
No, I said earlier it wouldn't be a change, but I don't think that... I was thinking about it. The New Day does not need those tag titles. They're a comedy show. They're a side show. They'll come out 4 times a night.
But that's the problem.
They'll partner with the League of Nations, but the Usos, I think, if you put the titles on them, start bringing some of these NXT teams up, then you got something.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I'm going to give this to Lucha Dragons.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well...
Whoa.
That's out in left field.
I'm going to say Lucha Dragons. I think, well, first off, I think WWE will look at this show, and I think they will want to have a title change, and not to spoil the rest of this video, but I think they're going to need it. They're going to want a title change on this. You know, we're going into that awkward time. I think the Lucha Dragons. I think we've seen WWE continues to put more and more Lucha Dragons on TV. They're over with the crowd. They're great. They're a great act for the younger audience with the mask and the high flying. I agree, New Day doesn't need them. It's not to say the New Day shouldn't have them, but I think this would be a great time in this situation to give it to the Lucha. I actually think the Usos doing this family stuff with Roman Reigns kind of discounts them from having the tag titles. That may not sound like it makes sense, but that's just how it works.
Until Ambrose wins, and then the whole family has all the titles.
That's interesting. See,
it's like Evolution 2.0.
In December, they did it in December. But I would be okay with that.
Well, let's move on to that match.
Well, just real quick. Whoever wins, Lucha Dragons, Usos, New Day, the losers buy that person's WrestleMania ticket.
Okay. You already have my money. Anyway, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, the internet is going to give their money to see this because everybody loves these two guys. For the Intercontinental Championship, no stipulation. Mr. Ghoulish, who's walking away with the strap?
Kevin Owens retains, and I don't. If Kevin Owens were to lose this match, I would think he would be the favorite to go in and win the Royal Rumble, other than Brock Lesnar, only because you're taking the belt off of him for some reason. I don't see that happening. I see Kevin Owens retaining the title. I see Brock Lesnar, spoiler alert, winning the Royal Rumble, and then later on in the year in Vegas, June 12th, in Vegas, Kevin Owens, if he won't win the Royal Rumble, he won't main event WrestleMania, but he will win Money in the Bank next year, so he will retain because of those reasons.
We're making predictions for something that's happening in 24 hours. Ghoulish just booked the next 6 months.
That's right.
Look at this guy.
And it's easy. It's easy. Yeah, it's so easy, WWE.
Lamar?
Yeah, I'm going to say Kevin Owens retains. Although, again, if there was one of the match behind the tag match in my mind, if there's one of the match that has a likely title change, or a more likely title change, it would be this one. But I don't think so. I think Kevin Owens is doing his job well as IC champion. I think it's nowhere to the level of what John Cena did with the U.S., but Kevin Owens with that IC title, whether it be because of the fans that gravitate to him or the fans that pay attention to the value of the titles, or whether it be just because Kevin Owens is probably one of the best performers and heels that they have in the company, I think he's the best guy to keep that title. I don't know what his road to Mania is going to hold. I'd love to see it be him and Brock Lesnar, but that's still,
well, can I just ask about the popcorn and Coke?
I mean, the guy was hungry. Maybe.
Was it product placement for the Coke partnership?
I don't think they did they even show Coke?
They didn't show Coke.
They just had the drink. But
I'm sure it'll be on a replay sponsored by Coca-Cola.
I'm going to go Dean Ambrose. I think Dean Ambrose wins the Intercontinental Championship. I've went back and forth with it. I understand, Kevin Owens, won the title, and he's been floating around. He's not irrelevant, obviously, to the point of the U.S. title where you don't know if he's going to face R-Truth or Heath Slater. But you have a guy like Kevin Owens, and I agree with Brian. I think he's more likely to win the Royal Rumble at a time if Brock Lesnar was not involved in the Royal Rumble. I don't see Kevin Owens being Intercontinental Champion going into 2016 because Dean Ambrose, quite frankly, needs the title, and he needs to make what happened last year completely disappear. And I can see Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns together, kind of as a team, but you can still kind of tease that Dean Ambrose heel turn saying, I can win a championship, but you can't, and kind of rubbing it in his face because Roman hasn't won a singles title. I mean, unless you count the 5
But the thing
minutes,
about
15
that,
seconds.
to counter that point, if Ambrose does win that title, then he's just playing second fiddle to Reigns if Reigns becomes world champion. So he's not going to, he doesn't want to be Intercontinental.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing in terms of what that could lead to.
Yeah, it could
Wait,
lead to
title
them
versus
essentially-
title? Shield title versus
Well,
title?
not even title versus title necessarily, but just the long awaited. At this point, it's deemed long awaited.
Too many things
Reigns
line
and
up for
Ambrose.
Kevin
But don't we
Owens.
think Kevin Owens is more of a guy, more similar to what people say of Bray Wyatt? He might not need a title. He'd be better in a grudge match, a one-on-one match with more importance because he can sell stories with the way he talks and not have to rely on a championship.
I agree with all that. You're right. He can sell stories and doesn't necessarily need one. But I think because he's so predicated around being a prize fighter, I think that to me, you need a prize, you need the belt. I think that makes the title. I think that makes it more important for him to hold a title, whereas Bray Wyatt, is completely. Real quick on the Kevin Owens stuff. This is totally separate, but I let me answer it all at once because I don't know if you guys get the same thing. If you think Kevin Owens should have joined the League of Nations or is going to join the League, yeah, you're an idiot. The League of Nations is all 4 of those guys. Their characters are based somehow around where they're from. Irish warrior, okay, Mexican, King Bear from England,
Yeah.
the Bulgarian Brute.
Kevin Owens, Mexican. Everybody else has a
Oh,
nickname.
you know what I
have
mean, though.
Mexican.
The Mexican aristocrat.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, he's
Viva
got the
Del Rio.
Canadian
He
crusher.
is,
You know what I
who
mean?
he is, whether he's from Montreal or whether he's from Pittsburgh or whether he's from West Palm Beach, Florida. It has nothing to do with his. And he's a guy who's a loner. He walks out on teams. He doesn't join teams. So just to throw that in there as
He's the lone wolf.
Yes, he's a lone wolf.
Main event: Roman Reigns, Sheamus, WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Sheamus.
I don't think there's any real surprise of Sheamus holding on to this. I would be shocked if Reigns wins. I'm going to say Sheamus. This is going to be more interesting to see. It's probably pretty predictable to a lot of people, so it's going to be more of a matter of does it live up to the spot of being the world title match in the main event spot. Like it's going to be predictable, so we know who's going to win. Likely, we think, but can they deliver? Can they make?
Is Brock booked for Raw?
The next night?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't think
I'm
so.
thinking, is there any way he could get involved in this match?
I don't think you'll see
Not
a guy
tonight.
like a Brock until we get to the new year.
If there's one person with tables, ladders, and chairs that could raise some holy hell and ruin a title match or just completely no decision a
Brock
title
Lesnar.
match, it's Brock Lesnar.
I think, and people are going to roll their eyes at this, I think you'd be more likely to see a John Cena and even have him just for these, again, this is we said this last week, the time where WWE takes off without taking off, these next few vacation weeks of the holidays. You'd be more likely to see John Cena do just a little thing with Sheamus just to get into Rumble. Because John Cena, he's been gone for a couple months. People are missing him. Obviously, his fan base craves seeing him. So that might be something they would do just for the live event house shows and just to get him through the holidays.
And I think Roman Reigns is at a point now, he's going to lose, and I think it's a foregone conclusion that the League of Nations will be involved somehow. And if his family comes and tries to stop them and chaos ensues because it is a TLC
well, Barrett
match.
and Rusev, not necessarily. I mean, if you have Del Rio fighting earlier in the night, I don't see him getting involved.
Well, that's why I think if Ambrose and the Usos somehow have a hellacious match, or the Usos and ladder match, they're not going to come out and save their cousin because they're already hurt. You can sell that. That kind of leaves Roman by himself, and I think you don't need Roman in that family stable anymore. No stable's ever going to live up with Roman Reigns as he was in the Shield. Ever. It's never going to happen. I don't care who he is. I don't care if he shaves his head and he becomes Triple H and tries to do Evolution. It's never going to be the same thing.
People tweeted me Monday when Usos came out with Reigns through the crowd to what is the old Shield music.
Yeah.
People interpret, is this a new Shield?
What?
And I ranted about this. I ranted about this on radio.
Are you idiots?
How do you? The Shield was about dirty justice and guys against the
Not family.
Guys against the establishment.
Not guys who sit at the Thanksgiving dinner table together.
The Usos happened to come out with Reigns because what else were they going to do? Why were they? It was gang warfare. Why they had to come out with them? People actually said, "Is this a Shield 2.0?" I don't. People clamor, and I understand. I understand we're in a down time, we're in a bad time right now. People clamor, wrestling fans clamor to the past. They want nostalgia. They want to see what once was at a greater time come back without even thinking.
And they wonder why new guys don't get over. Okay, makes sense.
11-match main events, 16-man match to start Raw. What's next this week? Maybe we'll just have a 30-man over-the-top rope Royal Rumble on Raw.
Your old WCW World War III.
3 rings.
3 rings. Was it 90 guys? 60 guys.
60 guys.
20,
20, 20, 20.
even have 60 guys anymore? I don't think I have 60 on the roster. You gotta bring NXT up.
Wow, I mean, Heath Slater and there's a lot of people hanging around.
One-man band, baby. The one-man band, baby. You guys can do the 2-man band. I'm out.
Chairshot Reality, TLC, tables, ladders, and Chairshot Reality.